Fantastic. So that magazine's going to come out over there. Alright, I want you to rack that out so you're getting all of that gunk, all of the problems. Not have wanted to drop it, but make it work. Cock the gun and get back on target. Make it work. Protect yourself, roll onto your lap, guys. Remember that lap. Alright.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Greyman Operations. Last week Saturday I did a course with the guys at gunlicense.co.za called the Introduction to Gunfighting course. This is a beginner to intermediate course and this is my second course with them. But before I get into that, guys, you want to join us on Patreon. We are giving away a brand new Hollow Sun 407K at the end of this month. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's the first link down below if you want to join. And if you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, it's the first comment. I'm going to take you through the course and what we did, but also my experience on each evolution. The first part of the morning started off with a legal recap, where we looked at the legalities of owning a firearm, when it's safe to use a firearm and when you cannot, and then also firearm ownership, and then different scenarios of when you can and can't use your firearm. And this is something that I really like about the gunlicense.co.za guys, is that a large part of the courses focuses on the legal side of things. Because if and when you need to use your firearm, I think the biggest part of the battle is going to be the legal side of things, and this is often overlooked on many courses. Then we moved on to the draw stroke. Now guys, it was raining and so wet on Saturday, like there was a point where my fingertips are numb and I literally couldn't feel it, but it was such a good test, and we were actually thankful for the weather because we could test our fine motor skills. So first we did the two-handed draw stroke and then we moved on to the one-handed. Now I quite like the one-handed, more so because I've never done that before, like I've never shot with one hand. So that was quite interesting to practice and do. But I will be honest, initially it was a bit tense because this was the first time I was doing this with live ammo. And obviously at home, when I dry fire with Ryan and I'm practicing drawing from concealment and from my holster, we dry firing, it's not with live ammo. So it was really important also for me to do this course and draw from a concealment and then shoot with live ammo, because in the real world and in real life when I'm out there, that's what's gonna happen. And I needed to be comfortable and capable doing this. Then we worked on combative malfunctions. We looked at stovepipes, double feed, failure to fire, and then also just how to clear your firearm so that you can get back into the fight as quick as possible. I learned that tap, rack and assess often sorts out so many of these problems, but sometimes a magazine change is required. We did some drills with snap caps, and I will add that my Canik MC9 is not a fan of the snap caps. I had about 1 or 2 malfunctions with the snap caps, but any other live ammo I have no problems with the Canik. The Noble Tech 124 grain ammo works perfectly fine, and my carry ammo, which is the Winchester 127 grain, is perfectly fine as well. From there we went on to emergency and administrative, or like some people call it tactical reloads. We basically ran one reload once. Initially this was a bit confusing for me, but the great thing about the guys at gunlicense.co.za is they really chilled. They're patient, they instruct really well, so they'll explain it to you, and the more we did it, the more I got comfortable doing it, and it was fine. So whenever you really get stuck on the course, basically there's an instructor right next to you, talking you through it, taking your time until you're comfortable doing the drills. So like I said, we did the one reload ones. So an emergency reload will happen when you're in the middle of a gunfight and you're either running out of ammo or you're experiencing a malfunction and you need to get back into the fight as soon as possible. You literally will drop your mag, insert the new mag, and you're back in the fight. Administrative reloads, or tactical reloads as some people call it, will often happen when you have a bit more time and you want to top up your mag. Basically what you'll do is you'll take out your old mag, put in a fresh mag, retain your old mag, and then be able to store it in your holster or your pocket. Now remember, Saturday was cold and wet and muddy, and when we were doing the emergency reloads and dropping our mags on the ground, I was a bit worried that the sand and the mud and the wet was gonna make my magazine jam into my gun, but I didn't have any of that problem, so I'm very impressed at how well my Canik held up. And later we worked on different shooting positions. This was really fun for me. We covered standing, kneeling, shooting on our backs and shooting on our tummies. This was also super interesting just because of how the recoil feels in different positions, and then also the amount of time it took finding my red dot when I was laying on my back on my tummy was different to when I'm standing. So that was also a different experience. And then I was very impressed with how well my red dot was working. The weather changed throughout the day, but finding and seeing and the brightness of my red dot was perfect throughout the day. Early morning it was pouring with rain, then it cleared up a bit, then it was windy, then it was sunny, then it rained and drizzled again. So throughout the day's weather changes, that red dot kept bright. I always saw it. It did its job. It went well. At the end of the day, which was my favorite part of the day, we did a performance on demand test. So it's like a final exam that you have to perform in front of the whole class, which does add a bit of stress and tenseness to it, but it's not that bad. So what they did to get your heart rate up a bit is you first had to go and do a little jog. Now you could do this at your own pace. Some people could sprint, some people would jog. But yes, that's what you did. You run a small distance, you come back, you're going to perform about 10 push-ups. This is while like Mark shouting out orders at you. So you're going to do 10 push-ups. You're going to get up. There's someone holding a punching bag. You're going to throw a few punches. While you're doing this, there are 2 guys on the sides of you. Now, nobody abuses you. They were very soft on me. I was actually telling Ryan, like, they should have hit me like the real world would have hit me. But either way, they were really like soft on me. So while you're punching, you've got 2 guys on the sides of you, just like tapping you. And this is just to like make the situation a bit more stressful and get your heart rate up. After that, you are taken to the firing line. You are given 2 mags that have been set up for you, but it's set up with malfunctions, and it's your duty to, while Mark calls out different shooting positions to shoot from, you're gonna have to like clear those malfunctions. Make sure that your gun keeps running. And then at the end of the day, once you complete that, you get your certificate. Once you successfully complete that, you get your certificate. So that was the course, guys. A big thanks to gunlicense.co.za for running this great course. I was the only female on the course, which is a little bit disappointing. I'd love to meet more women and see more women on these courses. And you know, like, these are available to us and they are doable. And they're not as daunting as people make them out to be. So I really hope that at my next course, I see a lot more ladies out there. Also, the way the guys at gunlicense.co.za do their courses and run it, it's so chilled and relaxed. They're really patient. If there's anything you struggle with, they take their time. And the environment is really just enjoyable and comfortable and relaxed. I will be doing a course with concealment training next week, Saturday. We'll be bringing you a video on that. And then in the first week of June, Nadine and I will be doing a course with Bravo Africa. It's the marksmanship course. We are really excited about that, and we'll be bringing you a video on that as well. A big thanks to CHS Guns for my awesome t-shirt. Thank you very much. And then last but not least, thank you again to the guys at gunlicense.co.za. Lastly, guys, don't forget to join us on Patreon. We are giving away a Hollow Sun 407k at the end of this month. That's it from me, guys. Have a good week. Be safe, train hard. Cheers. God bless.